One take, one shot. This is the Raw review in which I do it in one take, one shot, no edits whatsoever. So hopefully I don't sneeze because I'm a little congested and it could get really gross if I do. Let's get through this. But first, I want to tell you that this was a pretty bang up Raw. I really enjoyed myself here, and some of you out there is like, oh my god, a YouTuber enjoyed himself? He must just glaze Triple H. All hail Triple H. No, actually, I don't do that on this channel. I believe you should give credit where credit is due, but go to look at my SmackDown review on Friday and you will see that I thought that was a very boring SmackDown. I'm not here to hate watch WWE, but I will enjoy WWE when I feel it does a good job. And I think that's what's sorely missing in the YouTube community. I think too many people, and I'm 100% not thinking of anybody, well, maybe one person, but I'm not calling out names, I'm not pointing fingers. I'm saying that I think too many in general, like they're either one, they're all over here, I hate everything WWE does and they can do no good, and then you got the WWE is the best thing around and they can only do good. I can never speak ill of it. No, I believe there's a happy middle ground, and that's where we are. We are on the middle ground where when it's a good Raw, we're gonna call it out. When it's a bad Raw, bad SmackDown, go look at my SmackDown review. For real, I gave it 4 out of 10 chops last week, and this one, honestly, I'd probably give it a good 7 or 8. I'll have to think about it. We'll talk about it, and then we'll go through it. No, 8 chops. I give this one 8 chops right off the bat. This was a decent Raw. It was good, and I want to extend a welcome to anybody out there that is looking for a YouTube channel where you can voice your opinion. It can even be different than my opinion. But as long as you come at me with respect, I'm going to come at you with that same respect. We can have different agreement. And, that's cool. Okay, let's learn from each other. Let's enjoy the product together. And that's what you got here at Wrestlechop. And this segment was so good. Oh my god, this segment was so freaking good in that I remember they were coming out right, and Seth Rollins' group has kind of it seems to have lost the plot. And I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing with this group? It's just Seth Rollins and 2 of his goons, but not today. They came out, and it was Seth, Braun, Bronson, and Paul Heyman. It felt like the group has had a reset. They have refocused, and they know what they're doing. Seth was about to speak, and Braun took the microphone, and Braun's he starts talking, right? He starts talking, and he's just going off on Sami Zayn. He channels his inner Uncle Scott Steiner, and it was great and amazing, and I love it, and I can't wait for 20 more years of these kind of promos, because I think they're going to get even more bonkers as he goes on. He's like, I hate Sami. I hate the way he looks. I hate his music. I hate his beard. He doesn't even play sports. That's classic Scott right there. Something like, he doesn't even play sports. He's fat. I remember when he was calling Samoa Joe fat. That was so funny. I can say that. I'm fat. I'm allowed to say Samoa Joe's fat. And yeah, so just good stuff from Bronson Reed and not Bronson Reed, but from Bron Breakker. And at first, Paul and Seth are just kind of like, what's going on here? You can't, is this okay? And I don't know, are they going to be mad about it? But Seth seems to get over it. And then he's like, here, Bronson Reed, you talk. And Bronson Reed, it was very generic. And he's like, I tsunamied him 6 times. Jey, I'm going to tsunami you. He didn't respect me until I tsunamied him. And now, Jey, you respect me when I tsunami you. So, I know Bronson Reed can do better. I think he might have been nervous because this was his first real promo in a minute. And so, whatever the case may be, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it because it's like Seth Rollins is kind of teaching them how to be main eventers. So while, yes, Bronson Reed, his promo wasn't the greatest. Bron Breakker's was a great promo, but Bronson Reed's promo was it's okay because Seth can teach him, can show him, hey, you should have done this, you should have did this, you could have said it this way. So it's perfectly okay. They're learning. That's what this faction's for. And then Seth gives the microphone to Paul Heyman, and then Paul Heyman starts speaking, and I gotta say, I don't think I don't think a lot of you caught this. I don't think a lot of people will catch this, and people will probably think that I'm putting on my tin hat, but WWE is so petty. WWE is so petty because a couple weeks ago, AEW, they have Hangman Page, their big dude, come out there and cut a promo in Spanish. So what do? They like, Paul Heyman, you got 2 weeks to learn Spanish. And Paul Heyman cuts a promo in Spanish. Never ever have I ever seen Paul Heyman cut a promo in Spanish before. Until Hangman Page does it on AEW. WWE, you are hilarious. You are so petty. Like, okay, just a coincidence. We're holding 3 PLEs on the weekend of your big WrestleMania. Okay, just a coincidence. Just a coincidence. Paul Heyman, after 30 years, finally reveals he can cut a Spanish promo. You are so bad. You are so bad, Triple H. All right. Anyways. Then he gives a spoiler. I thought the spoiler was that they were gonna break Penta's hand, but I guess it was just to beat him because they do beat him at the end of the show. This was a great promo, just a great promo. And then Seth Rollins, he has to do his little, and this is Monday Night Rollins. Okay, whatever, dude, whatever. I wish this was a heel faction if it wasn't for the chants. TKO, you need to understand this. I know you probably are afraid that if the fans stop chanting, well, they'll stop buying Seth Rollins merchandise. But here's the deal, dude. They will stop buying his merchandise because they'll fully hate him. But you'll make the sales up because the person he's fighting, LA Knight, well, now they're hating Seth completely that they're just going to take that money and put it towards LA Knight's merchandise. So the money you're still getting, only Seth Rollins is suffering, so let him suffer because he's a heel. Heels are supposed to suffer. The money will be in your pockets. Don't worry, your pools will get bigger, and you'll be able to swim in that cash, Uncle Scrooge style. Big Daddy TKO. I just need more money. Okay, so that opening segment was so good. Then we cut to, there's 11 commercials, which is actually really good too. A couple weeks ago, we were like 16, 17, 11 commercials. I'll take it. I'll take it all day long. I might even buy a pizza now. I might even buy something from one of your commercials. I'm going to come out SmackDown with the Snickers bar. How about that? You keep it to 11 commercials. I can respect that. And people in Brazil are like, commercial? What is this? Yeah, in America, in the United States, we get commercials. You don't. You get amazing promos from the New Day and Karrion Kross. But we don't. Liv Morgan has a memorial. They're doing a memorial for Liv Morgan in the back. Now, this kind of made me think of, why did they do something for Carlito? I think that's so lame that they just kicked Carlito out, and here we got this memorial for Liv Morgan. They should have put a picture with Carlito as well, and they could have said, why is Carlito here? He's the one that wanted to go home and visit his dad, and he couldn't get his green card renewed. I just wish they would have written him out of story. Regardless, let's just move on. Liv Morgan is it's almost like she's dead, right? It's like a memorial service. And Raquel's like, what is this? And Roxanne's like, I did it. I did it. Oops. What? I'm trying to be helpful. And Finn Balor's just like, yeah, isn't this great? Finn Balor's so petty, so horrible, and I love him. I love him. I could see. Imagine Finn Balor. That's how Triple H is actually also when it comes to AEW. He's like, let's do a Spanish promo. But Finn Balor is just loving that there's this Liv memorial. And she's just she's coming back. She just had a shoulder injury. And Finn's like, well, I had a shoulder injury for 8 months. And then... So, eventually they're just going to go away after they talk about this, and Dom is like, thanks for the cake, and they're like, we didn't get you a cake, but it says get well soon, and then you look, it's from AJ, and Dom's like, what? And then AJ's in the corner going like this, get well soon. I can't believe AJ Styles has a program. AJ Styles is in an actual story. I can only remember the Logan Paul one wasn't even a story. The last last story he was in was when he fought, like, Cody Rhodes, and he retired. Before that, I don't even know. So, like, very, very happy that AJ Styles has a story going on for the Intercontinental belt. If you want this belt right here, though, you can win it. I'll tell you more at the end. Don't forget, though, subscribe to the channel. At 20,000 subscribers, I'm going to give away that belt. Subscribe to the channel, please, if you like the content. And then we go to Pirate Kairi Sane. She comes out, and she's fighting Roxy. Roxanne Perez says, I'm fighting Kairi because she injured Liv Morgan, which is crazy because this match right here already has more story than, like, 5 out of 7 of the matches at the Evolution All-Women PLE, because there's no story in most of that PLE, and yet here we had some, and Kairi won. It was a big back and forth. The first half of the match, they had no chemistry together. They were just like, it was very sloppy, but towards the end, it was very much, they were on the same page, and it was a good match after the commercial break. Kairi is actually going to win. Surprise win. Very surprising, and Kairi's actually building up some wins here, and that then leads to Raquel to get in, and they're beating up Kairi, and then Asuka comes out, they're beating up, and then back and forth, and then the Kabuki Warriors, they get the upper hand. We'll see more about that later. Sami Zayn, they are trying so hard to make Sami Zayn into Daniel Bryan. Holy cow, he's all taped up, he's like, I'm gonna do it, I can do this, I'm gonna go out, I don't have time to think about my injuries, I'm just here, I'm gonna plow forward, and he leaves, and then Scarlett just shows up, and she just laughs. That's funny. I love that. We go to, let's see, where are we at? Sorry, I got bullet points, but it's not a script. Here there was a awesome New Day funeral promo. I did not see it because, again, I'm in the United States, but the person who wrote my notes for me told me about it. So here I am, jealous, just wishing I could have seen it because I love the New Day, and they do come out later, and I see some of it because they come out all dressed like that for Nickelodeon. No, not Nickelodeon, from Adam Pearce. Let's pull it back. We have then Ivy Nile. She is talking. American Made is talking. They're like, Chad's not going to like Grande being in this matchup. And he's like, why? What does Grande have to do with anything? Which Adam Pearce has a legit question. And then the stupid one in the group says something stupid. So, like, we're not going to pay attention to anything he said because he's literally the stupidest one in the group. And they leave. Ivy Nile, she gets replaced in the Battle Royal. And that's when the New Day, I think. Is that when the New Day come? And they're like, we want a shot. No, not yet, actually. Nikki Bella, she has a promo. And it's a fine promo. And she's going to go in the Battle Royal. I have no problems with this. No problems whatsoever. Because you might be like, well, Chop, you had a problem with Trish Stratus getting a title shot with Nikki. You're right. I still do have a problem with that. I'm definitely okay with Trish Stratus entering into the Battle Royal. I'm even okay with Trish Stratus winning the Battle Royal and then going on and getting a title shot at Clash in Paris. But I'm not okay with her just walking in and getting a title shot. Does that make sense? So Nikki Bella is actually doing what I just said was okay for Trish. So it's okay for anyone. Anybody can go into this Battle Royal. I don't care. You guys, all you gals, go for it. That was my problem with Trish. Some people thought I had a problem with Trish. No, I had a problem with how she got her title shot. I think it was lazy booking, lazy creative writing right there. So Nikki, she's in, cool, whatever. Karrion Kross attacks Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's going to the ring, and Karrion Kross attacks him with the pipe again. He's like, say I was right. And then we have the match. Braun murders Sami. Just murders him, absolutely murders him. I think Sami gets about 30 seconds of like, he's going for a spear clothesline, 30 seconds of offense, and then he's murdered. And I just love how, like, hyped up Bron Breakker is. He's just something else. Also, when Karrion Kross was beating Sami, We Want Kross was very much heard. Very much heard. The New Day, they go to Adam Pearce. They want a title shot. The War Raiders are there. They want a title shot. Why are they the War Raiders? They look like bikers. Go back to the Vikings gimmick. But Becky then comes, and what's funny is Becky's like, I didn't like Big E. You guys, I'm so sorry that you lost your titles. That's so awesome. I love when heels like each other for just the pure sake that they're all heels. That's great stuff right there. We have Becky, then she goes out, she cuts a promo. She's actually making a lot of sense. She kind of Drew McIntyre'd it, where she just spoke facts, but because of how she spoke them, everyone hated her. She's like, why do two losers get a title match? You know how statistically impossible it is for two people to pin themselves, and yet they did? Why are they in a match when they both lost? See, and that's a good point. Now, if it was like a DQ and nobody won, that's different. But here, nobody... they both lost. There's a big difference in both getting pinned and the match stopping because of interference. So, she had a case, but then Bayley comes out, but then Libre comes out and, does that, shoulder thing. They get in the ring, and I think a lot of people were siding with Lyra, but honestly, she felt kind of like an entitled brat to me. Sorry. I know there's a lot of Lyra haters, but she was not looking good here. And, Bayley calls her out saying, fine, I didn't call you back, but geez Louise, is this what it, calm down. You literally cost me the match. You interfered in my match 2 weeks ago. That wasn't cool. And then she's like, well, you're just like her. You're just like her. Because Bayley did say, I don't need any friends. I just need to win. And throughout the whole thing, Becky is egging him on. What did she? Oh. And it was good. Becky's gold. This match right here, honestly, storyline wise, probably should main event. The whole thing, because it's actually super, super good. There were some moments where they were kind of I don't know, it was a little awkward, but overall the segment was great. It breaks down to a fight, and Lyra beats up everybody, and she said, this is the last time I'm going to raise your hand, and she raises Becky's hand and then throws the belt down on her. We cut to the back, and I like this. Bron Breakker is like, man, what are we going to do about Kross? And I'm like, wait a second. He mentioned Karrion Kross. We're starting to bleed over. Kross is now being mentioned by other people other than the people. Kross is no longer just going up to people. Now people are talking about him, and he's like, yeah, everyone's gonna think that I can only beat Sami because of Kross, and Seth is like, nobody likes that guy. So hopefully that wasn't a shot at Kross, and this inclusion is actually a good thing, but that line right there makes me a little worried that was actually Triple H voicing that out loud. So hopefully that's not the case. But we have, he does say that, don't worry about it, nobody likes Kross. You destroyed Sami. And then Paul Heyman says, oh my gosh, Sami's out. He's out indefinitely. And then Bron Breakker starts singing, Sami Zayn, Sami Zayn. That was funny. Bronson Reed's happy too. Seth goes, what are you happy about? Go out and murder Jey Uso. And he does. He does beat up Jey. He throws a chair, an office chair, right in his face. That's so funny. The first time I saw that was Bron Breakker fitting, it's a Braun, not Bron Breakker, Braun Strowman fitting, it's a Braun, throw it at Roman Reigns. I remember I was so shocked when that happened. That was I love when they just throw the chair in someone's face. And then we got two tsunamis. Thanks again, Go for Launch, for giving me $20 as a super chat for those tsunamis. And yeah, two tsunamis, Jey Uso, he's injured, he's hurt. And then we go to... we have a LA Knight. LA Knight does a video. It's cool, whatever. It was fine. But then Io and Rhea do a video. This is not cool. I mean, it was a good video, and it talked about how Rhea has never beat Io, but this is our big... This could quite possibly be the main event of Evolution, and for us to just get a video package, where's the heat? Oh, but LA Knight, you just said that was fine. Well, LA Knight and Seth have been feuding. They have been beating each other up, so there's already heat. Plus, LA Knight shows up later, but Rhea and Io, Like, no heat whatsoever. Just, I respect you and I've never beat you. That's the whole gist of their feud. I wouldn't even call it a feud. I would call it like a dinner date. Their dinner date at the main event of Evolution. Not cool, not cool. I have a whole video on how I feel that the women's Evolution 2 PLE has been like pretty much an afterthought and just borderline disrespectful to the entire women's division. If you want to go see that, that was Sunday's video. So go back, 2 videos, not including the live, and you'll see it. Grande Americano comes out. They're doing like a different camera angle, I think. Plus someone in the chat said that he was wearing like vertical stripes. Vertical stripes make you look thinner and make you look taller. So like, there's a lot of things going on. Why? Because I hear the chatter and like, I don't understand. You know, humans don't really just grow again. Like, and like, everybody was like, this is Chad Gable. I promise you, I guarantee you, the wrestler I saw tonight was not Chad Gable. I swear on everything that I hold dear. So yes, Grande Americano comes, and it was just really cool to see 2 luchadors, 2 awesome luchadors going at it in very Lucha Libre style, very reminiscent of the Cruiserweight division in early WCW days. Sorry, I'm remembering Chris Jericho. I'm remembering Chris Jericho in the Cruiserweight division right now. That's why I'm laughing. Okay, Chris Jericho. And Michael Cole has an unhealthy obsession with who Grande Americano is. We don't ask who Dragon Lee is, but we ask who Grande Americano is. Like, get over yourself, Michael Cole. Get over yourself. It was for sure not Chad Gable. That can be put to bed. But it was a good match. It was a great match. Loved it. During the commercial, there was an amazing Karrion Kross promo. I did go back and watch it, and I'm telling you, the crowd is chanting his name. We want Kross, we want Kross. He got them. If you're trying to make Sami Zayn, Daniel Bryan, you need to pivot and give it to Kross. The fans are behind him. You had 3 years to get him over, and you didn't. But he got himself over, and now you gotta work with us in WWE. You got somebody right there. We're putting our support behind him. Please push Kross. We want Kross. And I will say, WWE has done a lot of fan service in this episode. Like, they have been listening. We wanted the Brawns to get a voice. They got a voice. Like, so I'm very happy with WWE overall here. Karrion Kross getting in front of the camera, beating up Sami Zayn. So good stuff altogether. Gunther comes out. He says, I've been making fun of Goldberg. He hasn't showed up, therefore he's scared. And then a car comes, and it is Goldberg. Now, I'm going to say this. I do not like Goldberg still. Nothing has changed with my feelings towards Bill Goldberg. I do not want him to win. I do not think he deserves a title shot. However, I will say this. On this day, or the day before, his father-in-law had passed. Like, for real, like, no joke. So I am not like gonna crash out on the dude. In fact, I respect him for showing up for tonight's angle, whether or not, father-in-law or not. Like, it's a family member had passed away, and he put the business and wrestling and the angle and everything ahead of whatever. And I do respect that. So Bill Goldberg, you for this one episode, kudos for that, and I wish your family well. And Goldberg then attacks Gunther, and Gunther is like all like riled up. Now, even if that had happened, or none of the stuff that I just said had happened, I would hate that Goldberg had shown up, but like, it gives me hope that Goldberg is still going to lose, because Gunther ended up on the losing end here. So hopefully Gunther goes to Saturday's main event and will destroy Goldberg there, and Goldberg gets his retirement match. Gunther can leave, and everybody can cheer and let Goldberg ride off to the sunset, hopefully forever, because I do want this to be his last hurrah still. But again, much respect for showing up and keeping the angle going. because it had to be difficult. It had to be difficult. So then we go to the final segment, which is Seth versus Penta. It's a good match. Nothing crazy. They're going at it, back and forth, and Seth wins. I was surprised that there weren't more shenanigans, but Seth does win. He starts calling out the Brawns, and then LA Knight comes and gives a blunt force trauma. He gives it real quick, and then he runs to the crowd. So then the Brawns try to attack him. Bron Breakker slips, whatever. They attack, and they don't get to him. He's in the crowd. So I think this was a good Raw altogether. Seth's group looked really strong. We got LA Knight even got some revenge, and he looked really strong. Gunther showed up at the 10 o'clock hour where the champion should be, not at 10:15, not at 9:45, but the 10 o'clock hour, the 8 o'clock hour, the 9 o'clock hour. He was where the champ was positioned to be. Becky had a storyline for the women's title, the tag team title got spotlit even because the Kabuki Warriors actually were like, we want a match. I forgot that. The pirate, Kairi Sane and Asuka. They got inserted into the match. So a lot of things happened for this Raw. Very happy with it. I said 8 out of 10, and I yawned 7 times. I was very tired going into this Raw too, so I thought I was going to have 15, 16 yawns. No, it was very entertaining. I was, as Simon Miller would say, I was sports entertained, and I hope you were as well. I did talk about this contest. At 20,000 subscribers, I'm going to give away the belt. So how do you win? You comment below, you subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, ding, 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 notification, and a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it because that gets the engagement going. I'm trying to quit the day job, so help me out, and or go to Patreon. Patreon, it's for less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, you can support this channel. I get 250 patrons. I'm quitting my job, and I'm producing 7 videos on YouTube and 7 videos on Patreon. All right, that's 250 $5 a month patrons, and I will you guys don't even understand. You gals don't even understand how in debt I will feel to you and how much I will produce for you. Try me. If I don't, take away the end your subscription. I love you boys. I love you girls. Thank you so very much for supporting this channel in the ways that you have already, and hopefully more so. But whatever the case may be, no matter what, we're going to keep this train a-going. Have a good day.